Welcome back. So in the last video, we introduced ourselves to the Flow canvas and saved our very first screen flow. In case you missed that part or you're coming back after a break, in order to get to this screen, what you need to do is get into your Salesforce Trailhead environment. If you land on a home page like this, click Setup from the menu over here in the top right. That will take you into the Setup menu. Press Flows. Type the word flow into the quick find here, and then select flow from the process automation section. And if you saved your flow at the end of the last video, you'll see that it's now available here as our first screen flow. If you didn't, then just press new flow and select screen. And then that will drop you onto the canvas like this. So for everyone else, I'm going to just delete the elements that we threw on there at the end of the last video. We're going to talk about a very specific element in this video, and that's called the screen element. And so this is unique to screen flows. So you only get this element when you're working with a screen flow. And you can see when I hover over this in the toolbox, there's a little help bubble that pops up and it says collect information from users who run the flow or show them some information. So that's a really good summary. The screen lets us either collect information or show information to an end user. So let's drag this to the canvas. And so I just clicked on that and moved it over, dropped it on the canvas. And as soon as I dropped it there, I get this screen configuration element. Or screen configuration screen. Every time you drop an element on the canvas, you'll get some sort of configuration screen like this, where you need to kind of define whatever the element is that you're working with. So in this case, we're working with the screen interaction element, and we have some configuration to do. So the first thing to know is that we need to name every single element that we work with. So you'll see as I start typing here in the label section, whatever I'm typing appears. So I'll just label this screen 1. By pressing tab on my keyboard, the API name will automatically fill in. So if you haven't already, please follow along. This will be important to start building the muscle memory of your Flow Builder skills. And to get started, that's all we have to do, is we just have to label it, and then we can press done. And you'll see that once we give it a name and drop it on the canvas, that there it is. And at this point, what we can do is connect the start of our flow to our screen. And in this way, we are defining the sequence of our flow. So whenever our screen manually kicks off, someone will probably press a button somewhere in Salesforce. We have to set that up later, but it will kick off manually. And then the first step that will happen is the screen. And the reason for that is that we dragged the connecting arrow from the start to the screen. And one thing to note about the Flow Builder is that you can save along the way. And I'm actually going to do that. I like saving early and often, just in case the internet goes out or something. I've lost work before. So I like to, kind of like a Microsoft or Google document, I like to save it pretty frequently. So this screen element, let's double click it again. And we can talk about some of the things that this screen will let us do. So you can see on the left-hand side that we have input components. And these allow us to provide different ways for users to enter data into the screen itself. And so there's a bunch. And these kind of correspond with the different field types that exist in Salesforce. So you can see we have an address, we have checkboxes or a group of checkboxes. We can do dates, date times, and a whole bunch of other ones. And we'll get experience with most of these as we work throughout the course. If I click this input tab and minimize it, you'll see that we also have two different display components here. So we have display text and a section. And so if I drag this display text by clicking it and just dragging it over here, you can see a little green square where I could drop it. I can actually drop that display text there. So I'm going to do that. And then I have to label or name my display text. So I'll just call it display text 1. And here I can actually type something in this little rich text editor that will then appear in the display text. So I could say my first, or better yet, we'll say hello world. And you can see as I type here in the Hello World text editor that it appears here in this display text of the screen. And by clicking somewhere else in the screen, it just goes back to the screen properties instead of the text editor. If you click off the text editor and you need to get back there, all you need to do is click the text again, and that will allow you to edit that display text component. And so this is, how we could put text in here for users to see. We could look up records in Salesforce and then make them appear here, like the information about whatever records we looked up. And that's something we're actually going to do in the next video. So the key takeaways here are that when we drag an element to the canvas, we have to name it. And specifically with ScreenFlows, that we have input elements and display elements. So we'll press done, and I'll press save. And I think the final thing that I want to communicate in this video about ScreenFlows is that we can debug them along the way. And as with anything in like the software world, bugs are things that aren't working about the flow, or whatever tool you're working with, the code or any technology you're working with. Bugs are things that aren't working. Debug means that we're going to go look and try to find those bugs and fix them. So the Flow Builder actually comes with the debug button, and that lets us run this flow. So let's press debug together, and this is actually going to run our ScreenFlow. So you'll see that it kind of loads, and we get some options here. We can just press run because this is really simple and we don't have anything to configure for the debug operation. So we'll just press run, and you can see that our first ScreenFlow runs. So we have the name of our flow and the message that we typed into the display text, hello world. And that's awesome. So hello world, congratulations, you've now built your first screen element in your first ScreenFlow. And there it is. So if we attach this ScreenFlow to a button in Salesforce and a user were to run it, they would get the same message. So this debug wizard lets us run the flow as if we had run it for real in the live environment, and is a really good way to test. And once we're done here, all we need to do is just close out that tab, and I'll save it again. And I think that's it for this video. So we've put our first screen element on the canvas. In the next 3 or 4 videos, we're going to cover these data elements, and I'm going to show you what you can do with them by using this screen element. So stay tuned, and I'll see you there.